Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. Want to try something here, not necessarily new, but market's been open, and I like BA as a flush point, 1 minute, as a nice short-sided play. So what you see here, if you're not familiar, is I have a live trading community. So I just alerted the community to 155.25 as potential downsided flush point there. Flush meaning, think of the direction, down meaning the idea here is to make money if it goes down, which if you're new, that is known as going short and shorting. So that's currently the level that was alerted and that I'm personally looking for. But granted, I'm not in yet. So I figured I'd get a video rolling because I really like this setup and it could be a good example of just showing a good solid trade from start to finish, but also just give people an idea of how the chat room and community works. But again, level it's got to break down through is 155.25, or looking like it wants to break through there, so it's going. So in at 155.25, let's see if we can get the break down below 155 now. Like I said, I like this setup quite a bit. So can it get down through 155? It's knocking on the door. There we go. So took out 200 shares. Have 200 shares left. So let's see what this wants to do. Could maybe still be a losing trade, because I do still have 200 shares that I could take a loss on. I don't like that premise. All right. Now it's going to be a winning trade. Just really how big of a winning trade is it going to be? Because if it goes back over 155.50, then I will take the rest of the shares off. But at this point, it's going to be a winning trade. I'm just not quite sure how much of a winning trade it's going to be. I'll use a mental stop. So again, if it goes up over 155.50, I will have to get out of the trade. But as it now begins to work in my favor here. So I'm well aware that I kind of look silly right now that I took off the profits where I did. But like I said, I just wanted to ensure a winning trade. Let's see if we can get nice. Very good. See if we can get some more off. All right, so took off another 50 down there. And the good old hindsight voice really making me look quite stupid right now. But it all goes back to, well, first off, we now have hindsight in our favor. We now know that this has worked out. But that's just how it goes. I wanted to make sure that this was a green trade. Especially, I will offer a little context. I didn't have the video rolling. But DTTS was just, I couldn't quite figure that one out. So I suppose I probably have a little bit of, a little cobwebs in my system, meaning, oh man, DTSS didn't go too well. Let me just make sure that this one operates halfway decently, which is why I made the comment, let's just make sure this is a winning trade. So I think that is what's influencing that. Of course, if hindsight, let me just put it this way. If I'd gotten in, if I had taken those profits down here and then this thing would have bounced to the upside, I'd be sitting here saying, oh, wow, I played that one perfectly. So, I mean, it's easy to sit here and criticize myself, but it's also easy to sit here and make yourself sound like a great trader in hindsight. Because like I said, when I was taking off those profits and saying, well, let's just make sure this is a green trade, and had the price just, like I said, skyrocketed, I'd be right. Say, oh, wow, I made a great decision. That was perfect. And I would look fantastic because, well, hindsight is in my favor. But now that didn't happen, right, and the price went in my favor, I'm sitting here lamenting the fact that I got relatively aggressive with my profits. But the one thing I did do right either way is I kept some in the position, right? I held on to some shares just in case this thing wanted to continue to go in my favor. And it did. And I made more money instead of just, bailing out. Let's see, 155. Yeah, so if this goes up over 155, I'll just take out my remaining shares. But on the bright side, maybe I, in hindsight, didn't play it perfectly well. Or actually, I got to watch closely here. Since this is it's a mental stop. So if it goes over 155, I need to be out. So watching closely here. Watching close. All right, all out there. So made $158 on the trade. I'm happy with it. But you also saw this all play out, and you saw the alert being typed up. So we'll go back to that. And I mean, from start to finish, so members of the community had the same exact opportunity that I did. I mean, you saw it. That's a terrible looking shape. You get the idea, though. Let's try a box. There we go, a box. A little bit easier there. But I announced that beforehand, and I say that beforehand because this is not a situation where I get my position and then I go tell everybody, and then everybody, does what I do, and then it's, kind of a game of musical chairs where everybody's giving me the bump because I get loaded up very first, and then everybody follows me. No, everybody had the same exact opportunity that I did. I alerted it. You saw me type it up. You saw that I still didn't have a position, and ultimately it worked out very nicely for everybody. But yeah, $158 in, I mean, how long was that trade? I got in at 9:38 right there and got out at 9:41, basically 9:42. So basically 4 minutes, $158. I'll take it. But again, to reiterate, members had the exact same opportunity that I did. So that's awesome. Full disclosure here, complete hindsight on my part. So I'm not showing this in that sense, just to show that people that members that took the trade, again, that was right up around here. I mean, now this thing has dropped slightly below 154. So a very, very impressive movement to the downside. So for those of you members that played that one and watched these videos, big congratulations to you. Well done. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Just wanted to show a quick trade there. That was kind of the goal. I really like this setup. I thought, you know what, let's just show what a quality setup looks like. Let's capture the trade, and let's also just show how the community works. So like I said, shorter video. If you enjoy the longer ones, then just check out the playlist. There are all sorts of these live trade videos. Most of them are well up over 15 minutes. But like I said, I'm going to keep this one on the shorter side here. But if you are interested in getting those same exact alerts like you saw literally play out in real time, because these are live videos, this is not a voice, post commentary. This is not me coming back after the fact. I had no idea what was going to happen, but it happened the way the chart suggested it was highly likely to happen, and members and myself benefited very handsomely from the gain. But like I said, if you're interested, claytrader.com/team is where you're going to want to go. And really the way to approach it, we'll just use this pricing model, $99, not per month, for 3 months. So $99 for 3 months breaks down to $8.25 per week. So the question just becomes, do I believe this service can get me and make me more than at least $8.25 per week? If you think you can get more than $8.25 per week of value, then you'll get a great return on your investment with that one. So check that out. Also, if you just enjoy these live trade videos and you want me to keep making them, very quick and easy way to communicate that to me, just hit that like button. Comments, questions, please leave those down below. I will read and reply to them. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. And if you like what you see, hopefully decide to hit that subscribe button. Like I said, if you want to trade alongside me and other quality traders, get the very same alerts like you just saw right here. And then claytrader.com/team. Would love to have you a part of the community. Take care. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.